Let's now expand the view and show entries that are also in DLA, the District Leadership Handbook only, not in the Club Leadership Handbook, and perhaps more importantly here, also the entries that we have added simply based on our experience, thinking, well, there are quite a few additional things that need to happen in the Toastmasters year that should go onto the calendar to help the committee plan the workload. So let's show those as well. I will now go through these different events and activities, grouping them by their kind of type of activity. I'd like to start off just by looking at everything to do with running the club, so all committee related activities. What we've got here, we can see that most of these are shown in the Club Leadership Handbook, so we've only added a very small numbers. I suppose what a club committee could do here, if they do not have semi-annual terms, they could get rid of those rows here for clubs with semi-annual terms only, i.e. where elections take place in May as well as November. But for now, let's just leave that in here and really just take a little look through at what we've got on this list. One of the key things that we wanted to be able to do is get visibility of incentives. We do have a few incentives associated with running the club itself. So what we'll do is we'll just show these incentives to make it easy to identify them. Most of them are shown in the club, or some of them are shown in the Club Leadership Handbook. What is not shown in the Club Leadership Handbook are the district incentives. So you can see them here marked with D91. All the Toastmasters International ones here to do with the committee, with running the club, are the DCP points, and they are here about submitting the club officer list, and here the two incentives are the DCP one about 4 club officers attending club officer training by the end of August, and District 91, certainly in 2019-2020, rewarded clubs for all 7 core officers attending club officer training by handing out pins. So we've listed that here as well. Naturally, that wouldn't be included in the Club Leadership Handbook, which is provided by Toastmasters International, but we felt it's quite helpful to include that in a calendar. The deadline is, of course, the same as for the DCP incentive, as it's basically the same activity, which is to attend club officer training. And then we've just shown here as well, in terms of submitting the club officer list, the current committee, or the incoming committee, would very much want the outgoing committee to submit the club officer list on time in order to earn the DCP point. And hopefully the committee will then do the same thing for the committee coming after them submitting the club officer list on time. So these were the committee-related activities on the club calendar, and we can see how they are spread out over the year.